Welcome back to Weird Watts Island, my loves. The Watts case is heating back up, and we are here to bring you all the latest updates. Roze, ParaWomenradio, me, are collaborating once again, babies, and expects us to offer all our perspective as Team Gen X snark. So Nicole Kessinger has been spotted, I think you all know that, at a funeral, no less. The Watts house has a new address, and a strange man from Finland showing up at the Rucheks with a knife. There is so much to discuss. Thank you, Mercury retrograde, for bringing us all the old back into the light. I'm going to roll some credits while we wait for the rest of the Weird Watts Island crew to boat on. A big shout out to our replay crew. Who else is excited, super excited to be back on Watts Island?
Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. Helps me go out into the algorithm party out there. Bring more people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out.
Let's go right into the main event. Let's talk about Nicole Kessinger. So what do you think about Nicole Kessinger being spotted at a funeral?
I'm shocked.
Or do you think it's Nicole Kessinger?
Do I what? Say that one more time.
Do you think it's Nicole?
I do. Yeah, 100% do. Only because of the connections with her friend. It's supposed to be her. I don't want to say names just because I don't want to dox her because it was her mom's funeral. But she was in the Watts case, and she came and visited Nicole for the weekend, and that was all in the Watts case stuff. And so anyways, she is the daughter of the mom who had passed away. And also, I was looking this up about, how everybody thought that maybe she was in witness protection. Mm-hmm. I looked really into it. And in witness protection, you're not allowed to go to any loved one's funerals. There are tiny exceptions that can be made for special things, but it has to be your immediate family or somebody you're extremely close to. So that's what my theory is, that she was never in witness protection. She was just in a community where she was literally protected by friends, family, I think she's rural.
Yeah, I don't think she's in witness protection, but that's a good point there, that if she is. And I mean, I feel like, because we are going to take a quick look at, because the friend that I wanted to mention, the friend that came to visit during the case was supposedly supposed to be Danielle. We won't say any last names, but Danielle. But there's been speculation, was Danielle Daniel?
Oh.
Is it,
Yeah, because I think I did hear that somewhere but I think, they had thought a guy had stayed with her, but it was really, I think it was the girl. It's hard because there's so many little pieces of the story, and you know what I mean? It's hard to fit everything together, but I'm really excited that she had this sighting. I wish they would have taken it out of the church, some pictures, but I do think if you go to this church's website, this is all public, I guess. These videos aren't taken by somebody with their cell phone. They're taken with.
What's the name of the church? Or send me the name of the church. Send it to me.
Okay.
Send it to me. So this is all on the church website. Interesting. Yeah, because I've heard people complaining about certain creators showing not just clips. Okay, so let's take a look at it, and then we'll talk about what I'll tell you we'll go into what I want to talk about.
Well, I never expected we'd be seeing Nicole Kessinger, the mistress of Chris Watts, on video in 2025. So apparently some super sleuth really found her. Now, I've been ignoring over the years all these Nicole Kessinger sightings. She was seen here, she was seen there. and you see the photos and you look at them and you're like, I don't know if that's really her. This one I really believe is her due to the circumstances, due to the research I've done, but I'm not going to dox her. I'm not going to dox Nicole Kessinger. She looks different, but if you study her features, it really looks like her. Plus the circumstances.
What does she mean she's not going to dox her?
Well, there are several YouTube creators who have her address and know exactly where she is. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody is telling the truth on that they know, but if you are a super sleuth, and maybe some of the people on the podcast watching right now, or the live, that are watching now can look it up. But through some sort of records or something, people are finding where she lives. And I don't know if, I don't want to give any tips, but I mean, a lot of things are public and I think that's how they found something.
Well, I had heard that, okay, so there is this channel, the House Huddle. She has a car ride conversation, and she talks about how she has known where Nicole Kessinger was for a while, and they had decided not to put it out there, or they had known about this video of Kessinger at this funeral for a while, and they had put it up in a private group on a Facebook page, and they had all agreed not to share it publicly, which I kind of have like a little of a like, you put it up in a private public page, it's still up publicly.
It's gatekeeping, I think.
Yeah, it's gatekeeping, and maybe keeping it behind a paywall, and then somebody, a creator that has been removed from YouTube, decided to somehow got their hands on it and put it up on the internet, and they are complaining about this person. But which, in my opinion, I don't begrudge them for doing it, because you shouldn't have put it up on the internet at all if you didn't want it shared. Like, nobody should have seen it. If you know, I don't know. You shouldn't have. I have a problem putting it behind a group, because groups are just that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you're somebody who brings everybody up. You're not a gatekeeper at all. So that's not at all something you would do. You know, you always help other creators, and you know what I mean? And there is a certain creator, and I think everyone's going to know who it is also no longer on YouTube, who, even though the some of this information is like readily available, they're like, that's mine. I had it first. Or like, if somebody clips your videos because it's more convenient and they don't want to go to the original source, or, you know, they take a picture here and there, that's like, that's not a big deal. Like, that's independent, like journalism in some form. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're just doing, finding out information, and you know what I mean? Like, I think gatekeeping is the worst. And I think people saying this is mine and I had the story first when it's public, and you know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't really care who got the story first. I have resentment towards the people who were sharing the story with partial people, like people they chose to share it with, like, and not others. And I just don't think, I mean, that's not a way to do a story, is it? I don't know. What do you guys think?
No.
How do you guys think about it being up on a platform, but you have to be a part of that platform, and you're not allowed to share it, but somebody obviously shared it, or I don't know, got wind of it. So, okay. Chris Watts was moved to Graham Correctional Center in Hillsboro, Illinois. Where do we get that information, though, to verify it? That's what we're asking, I guess. But that's good information that it's at the Graham Correctional Center. So that gives me something to go on. Jen bought me a subscription to a channel that has a lot of research, but it's behind a paywall, and I couldn't afford it, but I can't find it. She bought it for me, a 3-month subscription, and I've emailed or I TikTok messaged her because I can't find it. But as soon as I get that information, I might be able to go onto another platform and do more Watts research and maybe find stuff that we didn't know about. But then what are the logistics on that when you go behind somebody's paywall? And can you share their information? I don't know what the ins and outs on that are. Like,
No. But, well, you have to think about what they have and what they are sharing. Is it public information? Are they like, is there anybody that's put it out? Or it's not like it's information about them that they're like, I don't know. I don't understand why they're holding it. Like, what purpose is like, I know and only I can know about this, or you know what I mean? It just seems silly.
yeah, maybe it's just to get more people. I don't know.
Exclusivity.
I don't know. Catherine B says, I don't care about where she is as much as I have questions of the PD that questioned or lack of questioning of her, but most especially why her father was allowed to be with an adult child. Yeah. A lot of questions about that interrogation and why she was like treated as a more of a witness than a suspect ever. Was she ever treated as a suspect?
I don't think so. I think they probably figured out like where she was at the time, or she had some sort of a alibi where possibly, you know, somebody could have lied, or you know what I mean? Like, people decide in law enforcement sometimes within the first 48 hours, 24 hours of what happened and exactly what they're going to go through, who's going to be the main witnesses, all that stuff. So I think they thought early on she's not a suspect, and they're going with it.
Yeah. Well, they probably just wanted Chris, so they were willing to do whatever they could.
Yep. Get them on or her on their side.
Let's go back over to NK and watch the rest of this. Analyze it a little bit.
She's at her funeral, the funeral of one of her friends' moms. Now, I'm not going to doctor, I'm not going to say the state. I mean, she might not even live in this state where the funeral was held. Out west, that's all I will say. Because, you know, I know some people are out there and they're really still angry with Nicole Kessinger. First of all, I've got to give thanks to Seeking the Truth with Dave. That's where I saw.
No, I'm getting feedback somewhere.
It could be my phone feedback.
Yeah.
Let me turn. I'm going to turn on the volume.
Okay, when I play the video, I'm hearing it.
Oh, I'll just mute it when you're playing the video then.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah, let's see if that works.
Okay.
This video. And then, of course, I had to dig and find the funeral home, find the original video. I watched the entire funeral. I wanted to see the sightings of Nicole, the way she walked and everything. And, of course, she rushes in eerily right before the casket is brought in. And, of course, I'm doing slow-mo. I'm zooming in. I'm studying and everything. One thing I did notice, she was not wearing a wedding ring. I'm looking at every detail.
Isn't it interesting how she's walking? She's like walking like she's pregnant or she's gained weight. She's like waddling. Did you notice she waddles? Oops, I think you gotta put your volume back up now.
Right. I think she's like always had the kind of that manly stride though. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying like bad way, but
I've never seen her walk. I've only seen her go down the sand hill, I guess. What videos have we seen of her walking?
You know, it's not confirmed actually that it's her walking, but you know at the house how they like put her next to like the person walking or whatever and they see if it's her. I think it kind of looks like that, how that side by her. Do you know what I'm talking about? How they say she's walking from the garage, it's Chris, but then they say it's her, how she's walking. I think that kind of looks like her, how she's walking here. But there's
You're right. I know, like the lumbering walk that was whoever that was walking back and forth in the garage to the car, that lumbering walk. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've only ever seen this video, when she's going down the hill. I've never
Yeah,
seen.
I think you're right. I don't think I've ever seen like something of her walking or,
I found this thing over this Nicole Kessinger video, audio, photos from her phone app. And so even in here, I don't really see any videos of her walking.
Well, and it just looks like how she would walk too. And she's hauling ass to get to her seat so nobody sees her. I think she thought that nobody was going to catch that it was her. And I don't think she knew that it was being recorded for the funeral home, by the funeral home.
You don't think she did? Because at one point she kind of looks into the camera.
Well, I mean, before she came.
She showed up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think she just thought she could show up last minute, pop back out. Nobody would know, but she was still there for her girlfriend, or do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I think she's probably reasonably local to where this funeral was held.
Oh. So, okay.
I mean, I have no way to, this is just my theories, but if she's either in Colorado or anywhere north of there, where some, in that region of where the funeral was held or whatever, I think she's probably within driving distance, or, there's been so many rumors that she's been around here for a while.
Yeah, I've heard that she actually hasn't left. She's just living very rural and out in the country more.
Yep, she's a geologist, so she's probably working on site with very little, what do they call it, camper, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, apparently Jan L is the person that's being credited for the video. So
yeah, I credit her, I think, on my first short about it, just to be, considerate and everything. But I try not to credit or mention the YouTuber's name, because, I mean, there's certain people that you don't want to promote. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not that. You don't even want to just say their name for fear of
Voldemort. I said it.
Voldemort, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So let's keep going. And let's talk about, I see people in the chat talking about, they don't know what I'm talking about. Stranger arrested at Shanann Watts' family home. So, with Sandy saying that a man from Finland came to their home with a sharp object twice. So, I saw this over on Plunder a day ago. She was talking about the armchair detective, and he was saying that people are really upset with him. He got a brick thrown through his window. He's in England, right?
Yes, and he lost the case to the Frankie or the Rucheks that they were.
Yeah,
I mean, I think there it goes on to a higher court and stuff, but I definitely think he lost that case. And I saw a clip, I think it's in this video, tell me if I'm wrong, where he was completely apologizing and taking back that, and he saw that what he was doing to the family, and I just feel like that's a lawyer told you to say that kind of thing,
Yeah, because at the end he said he was going to start being an advocate for families instead of, hold on a second. I've got to go let the little bird in. Absolutely screaming now. He's had it.
Mama! All right, guys. I'm left alone. Yeah, no, I saw about this. I forget what was his name. What is this guy's name?
The armchair detective. His name is Vinny. Vinny something. Vinny Combs.
Oh, okay.
But let's take a quick look at this.
Thrown through a brick thrown through a YouTuber's window. A stranger arrested for arriving at the home of Shanann Watts' parents with a knife, gloves, and a Bible. A big, groundbreaking new lawsuit against a so-called evil true crime YouTuber. This is the story of Shanann Watts' family versus the evil YouTuber. A big 2025 lawsuit win, a brick thrown through a YouTuber's window, and the recent arrest of a man who showed up at the parents' home of Shanann Watts. It's been nearly 8 years since this.
So I wanted to stop it and go back into chat. I wanted to see who came in, and they said they weren't sure what I was talking about. Darlene said, I don't think Sandy got attacked, but the guy did go to our house twice, I think. And the second time he was arrested. So.
Shocking Watts family tragedy in Colorado. But Shanann's mother spoke to the Daily Mail on Sunday, March 30th, 2025.
Oops, I forgot. I had you muted because I'm getting a lot of feedback from you.
Yeah, totally go ahead.
Okay, so if I'm not replying to you, it means that I had you muted and I forgot. So
okay, definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Revealing stories involving the family's fight against a true crime YouTuber, plus the fight they've endured with a scary stranger showing up at their home. The Daily Mail, the Times, and the YouTuber himself have all posted fascinating updates, detailing recent happenings in the wake of family annihilator Chris Watts committing the crime of the century against his own family. The crime that launched 1,000 podcasts when Shanann Watts, who was 15 weeks pregnant.
I'm going to take it forward to the actual story. We all know the Chris Watts story. And if you don't know it, I have a playlist and you can go in and we've got tons of things out there for you. So this is the YouTuber that Frankie Ruchak, Shanann's brother, he did not like Frankie and he went all after him. I think it's interesting. Don't you think it's interesting that it's the armchair detective that they chose to go after out of all the people that were really harassing them at that point? Don't you wonder why it's him that they went after?
Well, I do in a way, but in another way, I think he was the one who went after them more personally. I think he had said things about Frankie's past that were inappropriate. He had said that, like he was taking advantage of the money situation. And he implied that, maybe they weren't totally innocent in this whole thing. And it's just like a bunch of crap where he went above and beyond a lot of other YouTubers in saying pretty bad things. You know what I mean?
Was he the only one saying that about the family? Because I feel like there were more, but I didn't know he was the only one.
Well, I think there were a lot more, but he had like a really big platform at the time. Do you know what I mean? Like he was getting a lot of views.
Catherine B says, I mean, I don't know him, but I watched him 2 or 3 times. See, I never watched him either. I met him once in a chat. I liked him. I was like, oh, he seems cool. And I went over to his channel and I saw that I didn't really dig too far into it, but I saw that he followed the Watts. So I subscribed. And then I saw one of his videos and I was like, ooh, unsubscribe.
Yeah, and he seems to draw out, or he did seem to draw out his videos so long. His voice is a little monotone, so to me, it's not my jam,
Let's keep going.
Who vanished in 1986, newsreader Jill Dando, who was murdered in 1999, Jeffrey Epstein, and Chris Watts. The armchair detective videos that brought a lawsuit. According to court documents, Allen made at least 184 videos about the Watts case since 2018, sharing them with his nearly 80,000 subscribers on his old Armchair Detective Blue YouTube channel. But in February, Frankie secured a landmark legal ruling, winning a claim for harassment against Allen.
And I have to say this, I really didn't think that Frankie was going to win. So I'm really happy that he won, but I also am a little concerned about it because does this give precedent for them people to go after just YouTubers in general? I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think here in the US, because we have like more rights. In the UK, you're not allowed to say, like, you can get in trouble for saying disparaging things against somebody's character, unlike here. So they're even like social commentary and stuff, like you can get in trouble for saying a lot less than we can. So I think it was A, he had to go over there because he was in England, and B, I'm not as surprised because their laws are more stringent against this thing.
We're going to keep going while I wait for Roze to come back. Actually, I'm going to come over into chat and talk to you guys for a little bit. Catherine B says, I'm listening. I have to step out to the store. Okay, no problems. And even you could even catch us on the replay. Oh, you know what I wanted to do anyway? I wanted to give out some Dragonfly memberships. I have 5 of them to give away. So let me tell you about our Dragonfly membership program. And then I'm going to give out 5 free memberships. So here is the Dragonfly membership program over on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed, why are you not subscribed? I would really, really, really love to have you as a power subscriber. If you really like my content, be sure to become a Dragonfly, and that's our membership, and it's $2.99 a month. I release all my videos early. We have special emojis over in the chat room. I kind of share things ahead of time with my Dragonflies, and I go live sometimes just for the Dragonflies. It's a way that I can support you guys and give you more content, and it's a way for you to support our channel. It's $2.99 a month, and I would love to have you. Okay, and so I just gave out 5 memberships for the Dragonflies. Congratulations to Kelly Hans, Angela's Aging Essentials. Oh, I didn't know you were here, honey. You snuck in. Bubbles Bubbles. Oh, yay, Bubbles Bubbles. Quick Switcheroo. Oh, what a cool name. And Ava Daniel. Congratulations. You are now a Dragonfly. And all right. We were talking about Vinicombe, and in February, Frankie Ruchek secured a landmark legal ruling, winning a claim for harassment against Allen after a deputy high court judge ruled he'd failed to provide a compliant defense, which to me, it sounds like he didn't really do any defense.
No, I don't know how it works there. It's so completely different that, like, yeah. I don't know the bureaucracy of the whole thing, but how could you say you were innocent anyway?
Yeah, I know. I don't understand. I would love to meet somebody from Europe and kind of understand their court system a little bit more, because it is quite different. And it must be interesting for them to watch our court system because it is so circus-like.
Yeah, that's true. But I think a lot of countries envy us being able to talk about things, and like we're lucky that we can say whatever. Well, you shouldn't say whatever you want, but we're lucky we can say it.
Okay. I'm having a hard time hearing you because now it's getting really crackly. Let's go back don't worry about it. Let's go back into the Plunder True Crime and go into Sandy and what she has to say.
Starting to heal only in the past month. Sandra says, it's like I lost 30 pounds off my shoulders, and I pray to God that this doesn't stop here as I don't want another family to go through what we have been through. A marriage turned into an American horror story. Sandra could have never predicted the events of August 13th, 2018, when Chris Watts murdered his family. Nobody saw it coming, least of all Sandra. Shanann and Chris had been married for 6 years at that point, and life in the Watts home in the middle-class suburb of Frederick seemed idyllic to those on the outside. Shanann worked for a multi-level marketing company and constantly posted photos and videos of her family on Facebook. Sandra says of her daughter's marriage, "I've been married for 44 years, and it reminded me of when Frank and I were first together. Precious, beautiful." Eventually, stuff became strained in Shanann's marriage, highlighted when she stayed with her parents for 6 weeks while her husband stayed in the family home.
I thought that was sweet that Sandy noted that she thought that the beginning of their marriage was precious, and it reminded her of her and Frank. And telling, too.
By her family and respected and thought it was a good match versus his family. I think they really didn't like her from the start, you know?
No, I don't think they liked her at all from the start. I want to talk about the new address for the Watts house.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Very interesting. So I don't know how many of you guys are from Roze's channel or if you've been over to Roze's channel, but she has some new videos up. She is she cued me in about, I had seen the thing about NK, but she got her video up way faster than I did. And then once everyone got it up, I was like, well, I'm just going to go do a live and talk about it. But here is your video. You cued me in. Okay, not right into the mic, my friend. Yeah.
I'm binge watching my own content.
So let me click on it.
The Chris Watts murder house. It looks like the infamous home has been changed from 2825 to now, look a little bit closer. You will see right above this dot, 2586 is now the new home address. Here's 2586 with the street view of the Watts house. What do you think? Subscribe for more.
What do you guys think? I'm not surprised that it's been changed.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Didn't they talk about changing it before?
Yep, like before they sold it the first time, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Or maybe they changed it in the listing, but they didn't actually change it. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I found this I just wanted to see the street view of the Watts house. So I Googled their street view, and then I couldn't see anything besides, you know how it's like an empty lot and it's like all fuzzy if you do the Google street view. Well, what I did was I looked up and you can blow up the map and kind of look at the houses, and I was hoping to get street view that way. But when I zoomed in, I noticed that the address has changed. So I totally just kind of fell upon it, but I thought that was really interesting.
Here it is at 2825. These are just the clips that Roze sent me. And sure enough, if you look at it close enough, it is a different address. So 3 changes in the Watts case. Can you guys believe it?
Here I am, painting angels on my walls to keep me company. Now that you have gone, and I know that it is true, every rainbow holds some blue within its pretty walls, a little shade of you. Now it's another day, planting daisies in my backyard. They look so pretty, standing tall.